If you're watching this video, chances are you probably haven't had much luck with aquarium plants. Well, I'm going to share a few options with you that will probably change your outlook on aquarium plants and can transform your aquarium into a better experience for both you and the fish you keep. The first plant that I want to talk about is anacharis. Now, anacharis is a plant that I only became familiar with about 8 months ago, but now that I've kept it for a while, I have really found it to be one of the easiest aquarium plants to grow and a plant that I'm going to keep consistently for the rest of the time I keep fish. One of the things that I think is great about anacharis is that not only does it grow fast, but it also absorbs nitrates from the water rapidly and looks beautiful floating at the top of your tank. Now, I have kept plants that float like duckweed before, but the problem with duckweed is it obstructs the surface so much that no light can get into the tank, and it prevents oxygen from entering the tank. Now, anacharis does not have this issue because it doesn't fully cover the surface, and it also produces a ton of oxygen. Overall, I just think anacharis is a great plant because it provides so many benefits with basically zero cost to your aquarium. And you don't need any fertilizer. I've grown it successfully without any fertilizer for months, and it continuously multiplies. It also provides a good food source for my Chundango solosi when they're hungry, while also being durable enough that they can't completely wipe it out. Overall, I think anacharis is a great plant to try, and if you can get your hands on it, it should be a really easy plant for you to grow. The next plant I'm going to talk about is essentially bulletproof, and that is anubias. The anubias variety that I have is anubias nana, but the same rules I'm going to describe can apply to any form of anubias you may have. Anubias is a very slow-growing plant, but it's very reliable in that it won't die. It's great to attach anubias to things like rocks and wood because it doesn't need to be buried in the substrate. And it's very important that you don't bury the rhizome, the thick, meaty part of the root, in the substrate, because that is the one way that you could kill anubias. Like anacharis, anubias also doesn't require any fertilizer to be grown successfully. Personally, of the 3 plants on this list, I would say anubias is the easiest to keep alive. So if you're really only going to go with one of these, anubias is the one I would probably go with. You won't get really fast growth, but you can reliably expect it to stay alive and thrive in your aquarium. The third plant I want to talk about is vallisneria. Now, there are a couple forms of vallisneria, including jungle val and Italian val, and I keep Italian val because it is the smaller of the 2 species. Jungle val can be good too, but unless you're keeping an aquarium that is probably 125 gallons or more, Italian val will be large enough to suit your needs. Now, Italian val is a little more challenging than the first 2 plants that I mentioned, but with a little bit of focus, you should have no problem growing it. Val spreads through runners. So as you can see here, one plant will essentially send out a runner and produce a baby plant next to it. And this process has led to nearly my entire 40 breeder being covered in val plants. Another great thing about vallisneria is that when it grows tall enough, it will drape itself over the surface of the aquarium. This creates an interesting lighting effect that allows fish to swim through it, and it seems to relax them a bit and just give you a great visual effect that's great for video or just simple observation. If you desire faster growth, try using an aquarium fertilizer. I use Easy Green from Aquarium Co-op, and it does seem to help my vallisneria grow at a slightly faster rate. If you want to breed a group of fish as big as this group of white clouds to go along with your aquarium plants, check out this video on 3 fish you can breed by accident. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.